This is a special cargo train this one is traveling from France to England. You can see, or England to France, vice versa. You can travel with your car. You drive in, there's a special carriage which will drive your car to a different destination. So when you get there, you don't have to hire Ubers, you don't have to hire a car, you don't have to embark on extra costs. Now look at the convenience that these people come with. And then now fly back to Kenya and think about the Kenyatta family criminal enterprise. Think about Uhuru and his fucking family, his fucked up brother. They came up with that SGR. You look at the passenger transport, there is no comfort. We paid for something of this quality. We paid the amount of money that was spent. To spend over 500 billion shillings was supposed to give us something equivalent to this, but these guys had to steal money. They had to undercut everything so that they can embezzle as much money as possible. Now can you imagine if we had leaders who work for the people? You'd be making such legacy projects. We'd be remembering you. Now you can't even ferry Mera in the same thing that was funded by taxpayers because of childish rules which were implemented by the Kenyatta family because they believe that everything in Kenya is theirs. Look at have you ever seen the benches in the SGR? They look like a bench in a police station. You wonder, these guys, did they go to school? Did they really go to those Amherst colleges that they brag about? Because they didn't. They are not exposed. These are toxic bastards.
You know, people don't know that Expressway doesn't belong to the government. Expressway is a private project.
Yes. Public-private partnership. Then you ask yourself, who is the private?
Now, recently a research was done and it was found that 6 shillings out of every 10 shillings that we pay so to this expressway goes to Uhuru related bank account for company. So, Uhuru Kenyatta. But they do know that even foreigners earn money from this country. It's not just our government.
The interests are far-reaching. Huh?
Aye, even powerful nations. I'll give you one example. I'll not mention because these powerful nations are very crafty through their CIA and other things. I'll give you one example that can show you that this thing is very deep. Do you know that there is this company that prints money in our country called De La Rue?
De La Rue, yes, famous.
You know, the day somebody tried to touch De La Rue, you know, the French ambassador himself made a call. Do you know that the president of France at that time, Nicolas Sarkozy, made a trip to Kenya just by touching that De La Rue? Because ever since De La Rue started printing money in Kenya in 1966, every single minister of finance has been getting 5%. Every single president has been getting 10%. And every single French ambassador to Kenya has been getting some capice. So these interests run deep. They run even to our colonialists.
So how does the foreign interests counter the third force? So it means this is not going to be...
It means it's not going to be easy. You see, the thing about foreign interests is that they follow the wave. So what the third alternative needs to do is it needs to capture the people. Once you capture the people, all these other people, the Americans, the British, the French, they always want to be on the side of the people. So that's where they'll put their support. In spite of the fact that you might touch some of their interests, they always want to be on the side of the people. So what we need is the people, not them. We should not look for them. They'll come to where the people are. And you see, they do very serious research through CIA and other things. So they always know where the people are. So sisi mission yetu sio kuenda kuwatafuta. Tuingie ground to convince wananchi kwamba tunaweza badilisha Kenya. Wananchi wakiagree na sisi na tuweze kurise na hiyo wave, hiyo tsunami, hao watajileta wenyewe.
If you drive onto this train, you can go from England to France in just 30 minutes. This is the Eurotunnel, and it is a train that you can drive onto which goes under the seabed from England to France. So this only takes 30 minutes because it is connecting southern England to northern France. So as you can see from this video, you can just drive onto the train and there is 2 levels. So in this video, we are going onto the upper level because there is 2 levels for cars. There is also a different section of the train or other trains that go with lorries and coaches as well. As you can see, the area of the train is really narrow, so you have to just drive carefully until you get into your parking spot. They then ask for you to put your handbrake on, put your car in first gear, and then open your windows halfway down. The journey will then start and you can see out the windows for the beginning of it. However, as soon as you get under the ground, it's completely dark. You can get out of your car and you can walk around. However, there isn't much there apart from some toilets. There is also some safety doors in between each few cars. At the end of the journey, you then drive forward to the front of the train and you exit into France. If you've got any questions, let me know.
Now, the Uhuru Kenyatta family has finally been exposed, and the linkage on how the Ropat Trust, which is a proxy company that was linked to the proceeds of the Expressway, and how it was connected with the Kenyatta family, has been established by the Daily Nation. So if you can maybe get your copy of the Daily Nation, you can look up onto that story. Of course, Rose Ngote is bringing out the story very, very clearly on how and what really happened, and other government projects which the family still benefit up to now. Of course, this is a war ya huko juu, hiyo ni fahali wawili huko wanapigana, hiyo hatutaingilia, but nobody should come here and tell me that this is why. Do you know Uhuru Kenyatta warned you against what? Uhuru Kenyatta warned people against what? Against the same person who is just like him. That's what he warned us from. And if this person is really a bad person, okay, Raila joined this person. So the Raila who was good, okay, we will not relent. Tutawambia iwachome. Decision yenye mtu alimake ni yake. Yes, so we will keep on lamenting, but of course we will not relent. Tutawachoma tuwaambie the decision was made. Of course, it seems like it was a plan that even if Raila becomes the president, then Ruto will be sneaked into the government. Howsoever, it was also a plan. If Ruto goes in, of course Raila Odinga will be sneaked in. Looks like it was a plan. Yeah, so msikuja hapa, you are told. Mumu, use your head.
Uhuru Kenyatta's presidency was not better than Ruto's presidency. And that is something that will take time for people to agree on. The only difference between Uhuru Kenyatta's presidency and Ruto's presidency is the reporting. That right now, we have the generation yenye ilikuwa watoto time ya Uhuru. They are the ones now on social media who have become self-appointed journalists, self-appointed investigators, because they are educated and learned. We have the most educated young people since independence. We have them right now during Ruto's presidency. So they are able to circumvent the nonsense that Ruto is coming up with. Unlike time ya Uhuru Kenyatta, where majority of the people, Gen X, millennials, and boomers, were just quiet, watching, and majority of the people playing a passive role. Otherwise, the only good thing with Uhuru's presidency was PR. Otherwise, his presidency was a rubbish presidency. Remember how costly fuel was. Even fuel going missing. Every other time, fuel used to hoard the fuel so that they increase the prices. Do you remember how expensive fuel was during Uhuru Kenyatta's presidency? Hoarding of flour. Flour would go missing from supermarkets. Then you go to the supermarket, you're told for you to get the packet that is going for 100, you can only buy a packet each. You cannot buy more than one. Remember the oil? How oil became expensive, cooking oil? Fuel, cooking oil, flour, sugar. Sugar became so expensive. We started having issues with contraband sugar that has mercury that is coming into the country illegally under his watch. Remember the scandals in the Ministry of Health, the 5 billion scandal. Why are people forgetting all these things? Eurobond. There were so many, oh my God, extrajudicial killings. Bodies showing up in almost all the rivers, but the river that had the record turnout was River Yala that had 650 bodies. Have people forgotten that? Jailing of doctors when we had more than 100 days of doctor strike until the UK government had to intervene. Have we forgotten that? Have we forgotten? Oh, we have forgotten so many things. The food shortage. Artificial food shortages, sabotaging of businesses. People have forgotten that Uhuru Kenyatta would even do like full day media switch offs so that certain stories are not covered. Even threatening to take away the licenses of some of these media houses so that certain stories are not covered. Now, right now, when we have an unregulated access to media, the coming of TikTok, Instagram, and a population or a generation of people that are actually able to use these tools, people who are able to read documents and interpret for themselves. That is why people imagine that Ruto's presidency is far worse. It is just that Ruto's presidency, things are being reported more accurately in real time, unlike Uhuru Kenyatta's presidency. Otherwise, both of them are just rubbish. Hakuna mzuri. Uhuru Kenyatta is not better than Ruto.
This is for entertainment purposes only. So this week's PSYOP is about the exposé of the Kenyatta family. Can you imagine that these guys actually bought shares in the China Roads and Bridge? There was nothing China Roads and Bridge Network. It was the Kenyatta Roads and Bridge Network. And they used public funds and loans to build the Nairobi Expressway. And now they actually own it. And so every time you pay that toll to use the expressway, it's not going to the Kenyan government, but to the Kenyatta family, and they never even spent a dime to build it. How? What? Nah, yo, we've been deep asleep, man. This is insane. And these are the same guys who taught Nabi how to steal. He saw how they were stealing. And he was like, you know what, even me. And the secret society has actually really been fighting Nabi, because Uhunye and Moho actually happen to be the Freemason nenes of Kenya and Africa. And they've been fighting a very dirty war against him in order to topple him. But it looks like Nabi is wiser, because he's decided, if I go down, you also go down. And this is just scratching the surface. By the time we're done, there will be no Kenyatta family. Guys will either be in jail, others will be in an insane asylum, others will be in poverty. It may seem impossible now, but watch this space.
These guys who come from shags, and I know this is going to sound very horrible. These guys who come from shags have no scruples whatsoever. When they come into Tao, they're coming to steal.
They have no finesse.
They don't know what finesse is. So then they come in and they steal and they want to catch up as fast as possible. And they want to wear the pateks, they want to wear those shades. They don't know, maybe you bought those shades $10. But you kizungu yako is kizungu of nini. Then they assume you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, and I better rush to get that silver spoon for myself and for my other kids.
But our governor is not a shags guy, man.
Our governor is from Islands.
He's an Islando
guy.
He's
an Islando guy. So he still has the same stupid victimhood. Where everybody, the first time before you open your mouth, I've never heard you saying that, and I've never heard you saying that. Where you talk about your background and how things were bad when you were a kid. Because they were not bad.
Do what you need to do.
When did you ever hear somebody speak the way you're speaking in politics?
Very rarely.
Nobody in parliament is going to stand and speak your English, or yours, or mine. You'll never hear them speaking your English. These are people from... Bro, I know it sounds bad. Yeah, but these are not our people.
I think one guy that surprised me who talked like that was on your podcast recently. The name is slipping.
My recent one?
Babu. Babu was very... I mean, his tone has changed as well. He was very open.
Babu is a very relaxed guy.
Yeah. So
and he's smart.
And he's extremely sharp. Yeah. And he came to Nairobi to learn. But Babu is from Shags also.
Yeah. From Nyalenda. To counter that notion, our previous Gava, guys, there's nothing more silver spoon than that. Than the guy who was...
Uhuru's from Shags.
Really?
Uhuru's kids would do very well if they became... if they went into leadership.
Uhuru was not a Shags guy, man.
Uhuru was a Shags guy, not just a Shags guy, plus a mama's boy. So that's a double whammy.
Deep in the heart of Gatundu South lies the first richest family in Kenya, except we barely know anything about them. This family has amassed a significant fortune, estimated at around $500 million, which is approximately 65 billion Kenyan shillings. Their wealth is deeply rooted in various sectors, including banking, agriculture, media, and real estate. The family has acquired vast tracts of land estimated to cover a whole county.
Is bigger than Luo Nyanza, all of Luo Nyanza, and it is bigger than all of Kiambuka, which translates to 6,686,171 acres of land. We are talking about 6.7 million acres of land.
To put that into perspective, if you combine the revenue of Safaricom, Equity Bank, and KCB Group, it would still be less than half of what this family has. Here's the thing. You've probably heard their name before, but you likely don't know much about them. That's because this family has intentionally remained very secretive. They never do interviews. They're never in the spotlight. The public knows practically nothing about them, and they have done everything in their power to fly under the radar.
12 billion. Yes. Was stolen on election day by Uhuru Kenyatta and Matiang'i. What the report says is that this money cannot be traced. There has been no attempt even by Ruto to follow up where this 12 billion went. They said it was to buy shares za Telkom, Jamhuri Holdings, and Africa Trade and Development. That's on election day. 12 billion stolen. Let me take you again backwards kidogo. Eurobond. $2 billion. That is 270 or 260 billion shillings. It can build a level 6 hospital in every county in Kenya.
Very true.
It was stolen. Wakasema hakuna fedha zimeibiwa. But it came to be proven kwamba $2 billion, which is about 260 billion, was stolen, ambayo iliwekwa kwenye account, ambayo Uhuru alipeana instruction ikafunguliwa Marekani kwa benki ambayo inaitwa JP Morgan Chase, na $1 billion ikakuwa transfer to Qatar. Na sijamaliza. Turudi wakati wa COVID. More than 200 billion shillings iliibiwa under Uhuru Kenyatta and Mutahi Kagwe. Let's go back again to the SGR. We paid twice for SGR. More than 600 billion stolen. Hapa nje ya hii studio ya Radio Maisha kuna barabara ya Uhuru hapa ambayo inaitwa Expressway. This road does not belong to Kenyans. This road was built by Uhuru's company in Hong Kong. Hii kampuni, the money we pay on Expressway, out of every 10 shilling, 6 shillings, that's 60%, goes to Uhuru Kenyatta. Money that was stolen from Eurobond. This is money laundering inaendelea hapa nje ya studio. More than 10 billion shillings was stolen through Huduma Number. And more than 1 billion shillings was stolen through Maisha Number. They said that 1.9 billion was stolen through NYS to buy condoms and sex toys. Why would a government agency be buying sex toys? 1.9 billion is what was said by EACC to have been stolen. But when the parliamentary committee on accounts went to investigate it, it found that more than 20 billion was stolen by none other than Waiguru, who was appointed by Uhuru. We should not forget that under Uhuru Kenyatta, 1.9 billion shillings ililipwa under the NCPB, National Cereals and Produce Board, to fake farmers that were not existing. We should not forget that we lost, what is on the report is that we lost 2 billion for BBI, Building Bridges Initiative. But actually, we lost more than 10 billion. Kumbuka kwamba MCAs Kenya mzima walipewa grant ya kununua gari ya milioni 2. Can you imagine 2,200 MCAs? Everybody received 2 million shillings. That's more than 4.5 billion. Ili apigie BBI ambayo haikupita. Na hiyo wakati ambayo hiyo inafanyika, Kenyans don't have medicine in hospitals. Kenyan children are sitting on the floor in classrooms. People are living in houses with leaked roofs. Police are living in deplorable conditions. There is sewage flowing in our streets. And we have money to give 2 million to every MCA to vote for BBI.
Youthman chukua kura.
Lazima.
Na usiogope kupiga kura. Juu after tumepiga kura tunazichunga mpaka ngware. Tunawasaidia kuzihesabu.
Mpaka rena ngware.
Hakuna wizi wa kura. Youthman chukua kura.
Wanatugeuza IEBC.
Na upige kura Youthman. Correction.
Hi Kenyans, mi sina maneno mengi. All I want to say is Ruto must go, like yesterday. Bye.
enyewe Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. Wash fire, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go.